Children, in this lecture we will start discussion from structure of coordination compounds. So to explain the structure of coordination compounds, we are having different four theories, and the first is VBT or valence bond theory. Valence bond theory. Second is crystal field theory. Third is ligand field theory, and the last theory is molecular orbital theory. Okay, so these four theories are there to explain the structure of coordination compounds. But this time, due to reduced syllabus, you are having just one theory in your syllabus, that is VBT or valence bond theory. So only this theory we will discuss here. So VBT, valence bond theory. So this theory is given by Linus Pauling. Linus Pauling, and that is why the theory is also known as Pauling's theory. Now, according to this theory, the formation of a complex is a reaction between a Lewis base. So Lewis base, electron donor units, which are acting here as ligand, and a Lewis acid. So Lewis acid, electron acceptor unit, and that unit is metal or metal ion. Okay, according to VBT, the formation of complex is a reaction between ligand and metal or metal ion, where a ligand is acting as Lewis base or electron donor, whereas metal or metal ion is acting as electron acceptor or Lewis acid, resulting in the formation of coordinate or dative bond. So coordinate bonds are also a type of covalent bond. Coordinate bond are also a type of covalent bonds in which shared pair of electron is contributed by one related atom. Okay, so coordinate or dative bond between the ligands and the metal. So due to the donation of electron from the ligand to the metal ion, a coordinate bond will form. Now, what are the main points of VBT? Postulates of valence bond theory. The important postulates of valence bond theory are as follows. So the first point is the central metal atom or ion provide a number of vacant orbitals equal to its coordination number. Coordination number is also known as secondary valency. Okay, so in order to accommodate the electrons donated by ligands. Okay, so the first thing that in this case coordinate bonds are going to form. So that is why the electron donor unit ligand required complete vacant orbital. Okay, so to provide appropriate number of vacant orbitals, this is the duty of the central metal atom or ion. Okay, so central metal atom or ion will provide appropriate number of vacant orbitals which will be equals to the coordination number of the central metal ion. Okay, then second point, the vacant atomic orbitals of central metal atom or ion according to the requirement undergo a certain type of hybridization, and this type of hybridization will decide the type of compound, or reversely you can say that type of compounds will decide type of hybridization. Okay, so it means that if octahedral compounds will be formed, then hybridization will be D2sp3 or sp3d2, whereas when tetrahedral compounds will be formed, then the hybridization will be sp3, and for square planar compound hybridization should be dsp2. Now during hybridization, these orbitals mix up together and distributed their energies. So after hybridization, different energy orbitals form hybrid orbitals of same energy. On account of this mixing, the same number of hybrid orbitals of equal energy are obtained, and these hybrid orbitals are having same energy or equal energy. Okay, students. Now, third point, when ligands approach the central metal atom or ion, the vacant hybrid orbitals of the central metal atom or ion overlap with the orbitals of ligands containing lone pair of electrons. So when ligands approach towards the central metal atom, ligands approach towards the central metal atom for the bonding, then what happens in this condition? The filled orbital of the ligand overlaps with vacant hybrid orbital of the central metal atom. Okay, filled orbital of ligand will overlap to vacant hybrid orbital of the central metal atom. Okay, and due to this overlapping, a coordinate bond will form between ligand and metal atom or ion. Then fourth point, the non-bonding electrons of central metal atom or ion remain unaffected and do not take part in chemical bonding. Okay, students. So non-bonding electrons which are not taking part in bonding will remain unaffected. Last point, fifth point, during complex formation, the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity is strictly followed. Okay, so you all know what is the Hund's rule. According to this rule, electrons oppose pairing in the orbitals of same subshell. Okay, now however, under the influence of strong ligands, the electrons may be forced to pair up against Hund's rule. But pairing can also takes place, and when it can takes place? In the presence of strong ligands. Okay, students. So on the basis of pairing up of electrons, ligands are divided in two types: strong ligands and weak ligands. Strong ligands are able to pair up unpaired electrons of the central metal atom, and weak ligands cannot able to pair up. Okay, students. Then last point of this theory is, a complex is paramagnetic if it contains one or more unpaired electrons. If all the electrons in the complex are paired, the complex is diamagnetic in nature. Okay, so presence of one or more unpaired electron means related compound will be paramagnetic, and that compound will be weakly attracted towards the magnetic field. Whereas when all the electrons are paired, then the related compound will be diamagnetic. Okay, students. So these are the postulates of VBT. Now on the basis of these all postulates, we will discuss structures of different type of coordination compounds. So structures and shape of some coordination compounds on the basis of valence bond theory. And first we will discuss octahedral complexes. Okay, students, octahedral complexes. So as I told you already that we are having just two types of compounds here on the basis of their coordination number, and these are compounds with 4 coordination number and compounds with 6 coordination number. So 4 coordination number compounds show two types of geometry: square planar. This is central metal atom and ligand. So this is square planar geometry, And next is tetrahedral. This is tetrahedral geometry. So 4 coordination compounds show these 2 type of geometry, and to form a square planar compound they are having DsP2 type of hybridization, and to form tetrahedral compound they are having sp3 hybridization. Whereas 6 coordination compounds form always octahedral structure. Octahedral structure, and these compounds are having 2 types of hybridization, D2sp3 and sp3d2. Okay students, so the compounds in which d orbitals of n-1 shell will be used are known as inner orbital compound, or low spin compound, inner orbital or low spin compound. Whereas in sp3d2 these d orbitals of nd shell, okay, n is for outermost shell. So when d orbitals of outermost shell takes part in hybridization, in this condition the compounds formed are known as outer orbital compounds or high spin compound. Okay students, so in low spin compounds generally all the electrons are in paired condition, or you can say that unpaired electrons are found comparatively less here, in this case inner orbital compounds, and in outer orbital compounds unpaired electrons are present. Okay, so you can say that inner orbitals compounds are generally, not always, generally diamagnetic in nature, whereas outer orbitals are paramagnetic in nature. Okay, so this inner orbital condition or low spin condition, inner orbital condition in those compound which includes their n-1 d orbitals in hybridization. Okay, and outer orbital or high spin compounds which used their nd orbitals in hybridization. Okay students, so this division is given here also. So on the basis of this division, first heading is inner orbital complexes. So in inner orbital complexes, the complexes involving D2sp3 hybridization. D2sp3 means this d orbital of n-1 d shell, n-1 d shell. So D2sp3 hybridization are involved here, and that is why compounds are known as inner orbital complexes or compounds. Okay students, in these compounds are also known as low spin complexes or spin paired complexes. Okay students, low spin complexes due to the presence of less number of unpaired electron. Okay students, so most generally they are having all electrons in paired condition, but conditionally sometimes they are having unpaired electrons also. And the example of such type of compounds are this first one, second, these all are inner orbital complexes or compounds. Now next type is outer orbital complexes. Okay students, so outer orbital complexes in which nd electrons are used ND orbitals are used in hybridization. ND orbitals. Okay, such compounds are known as high spin complexes or spin free complexes because they are having presence of unpaired electrons generally. These are the examples of such type of compounds. Okay students, so now we are going to take some examples on the basis of this discussion. The first compound is FeCN6 4- ion. Okay, so we will discuss a structure of this ion. This is our first example. Okay, so this diagrammatic representation is given here for the structure of this compound. So you will also write in your board examination in same way. Okay, so you if it is asked to you that explain the structure of this particular compound or any such compounds, so you will go in same way in your board's copy also. Okay students, so first we will write ground state electronic configuration of central metal atom. Okay students, so which atom is central metal here? Is Fe. And what is the atomic number of Fe? Is 26. Okay students, is 26. So what will be the configuration of outermost shell of this Fe? It will be 3d6,4s2. 3d6,4s2. So in orbital condition, this is the outermost shell, D with 6 electrons, S with 2 electrons, and 4p, all orbitals are vacant without any electrons. Now after that we can see that here this Fe is present in +2 oxidation state, means at the time of reaction with ligand to create 6 vacant orbitals, Fe loses its 2 electron. So it means it reacts with all these 6 ligands in its Fe2 plus condition. So in next step we will write the configuration for Fe2 plus ion. So Fe2 plus ion, for the formation of this condition, Fe will lose its outermost electron, and these are the outermost electron. How you can say that these are the outermost electron? Because the shell number for these electrons is highest. So this is the outermost shell, and first Fe will lose electrons from here only. So Fe2 formation, in Fe2 plus ion condition, the electronic condition of outermost shell will become in this state. So 4s will be vacant in this condition. Okay students, now after that what will happen? You can see that here one orbital with paired electron and rest 4 with unpaired electron. Now if Fe2 plus ion is going to form D2sp3 hybridization, then it requires to vacant these 2 orbitals of 3d subshell. Okay students, so in that condition these 2 orbitals plus 1 this and 3 these orbitals together will be equals to 6, and in that condition only Fe can react with these CN6 ligands. Okay students, so Fe can use d orbitals of fourth shell also, and those orbitals are totally vacant, but Fe is using orbitals of d orbitals of 3d. Why? Because cyanide ligand is a strong ligand, and in the presence of this ligand, the unpaired electrons of d orbitals will be paired up. Okay students, so according to this C point, Fe2 plus under the influence of a strong ligand Cn minus, what will happen? These two electrons will shift it to these two orbitals, and due to this these two orbitals become vacant. Now in this condition, total 6 orbitals are in vacant condition. 2 orbitals from 3d, 1 orbital of 4s and 3 orbitals of 4p. Now all these 6 will take part in hybridization. So after hybridization, these all 6 will give rise these 6 hybrid orbitals, and now the name of these orbitals will be d2sp3 hybrid orbitals. Okay students, we will draw these 3 filled orbital here, and these all are hybrid d2sp3 orbitals. Now next step, E, d2sp3 hybrid orbitals in FeCN pole 6 4 minus. So these are the d orbitals of 3d, and these are 6 hybrid orbitals here. Now what will happen here? 6 cyanide ions will donate 1 electron pair to each of this vacant orbital, and then this condition will form. Okay, so in these orbitals, these 2 electrons are donated electrons by Cn minus ligand. Okay, so 6 Cn ligands will donate 1 electron pair each to these all orbitals. Okay, so all 6 will be filled up. After that, we will draw the structure of the compound. Structure of the compound: Fe central atom. Fe is here central metal atom, and 6 ligands are there. So Fe central atom, 6 ligands in octahedral position, then this bracket and 4 minus. These are the charges which are carried by this complex ion. Okay, so in this way you will show the structure. Then we can give an idea of the magnetic nature of the compound also, or ion also. So from here you can see that all electrons are in paired condition. So this complex ion or compound will be diamagnetic in nature. Okay students, so we can comment on this whole discussion in points. So first point is structure. So this is the structure of compound. Okay students, then second point, type of hybridization is D2sp3. Type of hybridization is D2sp3. Then third point, type of compound, because in this compound n minus d electrons are n minus d orbitals are used. So the type of compound will be inner orbital or low spin compound. So type of compound is inner orbital. And the fourth point, magnetic nature of the compound. So magnetic nature of the compound is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic. So after the description of the structure, we can answer the related question in the form of points as I shown here you. So it can be asked separately also. So you will show conclusion of the structure in this way. Structure is this. Structure is this diagram, and type of structure is octahedral. Okay students, then type of hybridization is D2sp3. Type of compound is inner orbital because n minus d orbitals are taking part, and the magnetic nature is diamagnetic. Okay students, so in this way you will explain the questions which will be asked to you in examination. So there is no need to use this whole content. Okay, this much you require only, this much you require, this much. And the questions which are asked in particular question, you can answer in points. Okay students, so next example of the compound is the second compound is the compound so this is the second compound. FeCN whole 6 3 minus. Okay, so complex ion is this. So we can discuss the structure of this compound in same way as we have discussed in the first one. Okay, only the difference of the oxidation state. So here again Fe with atomic number 26. So you will write the configuration in orbital basis. This is the condition of outermost shell in ground state in Fe atom. Okay students, now in this particular compound, Fe is taking part in the compound formation in its Fe3 plus oxidation state. So this Fe will lose out its 3 electron at the time of bond formation with Cn minus ligands. Okay students, so these 2 electrons it will lose, and one more electron which is present here. So these 3 will be lost by this Fe atom to convert itself from this to this form. Okay students, this is the second condition. Now in this compound, particular compound, Cn minus is a strong ligand. Okay students, so pairing of electrons will takes place. So due to the pairing, these 2 electrons will shift to these two will shift to these 2 orbitals. Okay, so these orbitals become vacant. Now these 2, this one and these 3 will take part in hybridization and give rise to 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbitals, and one unpaired electron is present here. Okay, with d orbitals which are not taking part in hybridization. Now when a ligands will approach or make bond with central metal atom, then in that condition what will happen? These vacant hybrid orbitals will be filled by electron pairs of 6 Cn minus ligand. So each vacant or hybrid vacant orbital will receive 1 electron pair from one Cn minus ion. Okay, so total 6 Cn minus ion will donate 6 pairs of electron to each hybrid orbital. Okay students, now after that octahedral structure will form. This is octahedral structure. Okay, and again we will comment on this structure also. So a structure is octahedral structure, and hybridization is D2sp3. Type of compound, inner orbital, then magnetic nature, is paramagnetic. Why? Due to the presence of this unpaired electron. So this compound or complex ion will be paramagnetic in nature. Okay, students. Now we are going to take next example. On this compound is FeH2 whole 6 2 plus. Okay, students. So the structure is explained here of this compound. So here again central atom is iron. Ground state configuration is this. Iron is taking part in this compound in its +2 oxidation state. So in this state, iron will lost these 2 electron, outermost electron. So now it's changed to in this condition with vacant 4s orbital, vacant p orbitals. Okay, students. But what is special here? Special is the thing that the ligand which is going to part in this compound is fluoride ion. And fluoride ion is a weak ligand, and that is why this fluoride ion, when it will be approached for bonding towards the Fe2 plus ion, it will not able to pair up these electrons. Okay, students. Why it will not able to pair up these electrons? Because F minus ion or ligand is a weak ligand. Okay, students. That is why Fe2 plus ion is using its Nd orbitals in this condition. Okay, so 4s 1 orbital, 4p 3 orbitals, and 4d 2 orbitals are taking parts in hybridization. So n minus 1d orbitals are not going to take part in this hybridization in the formation of this compound. Okay, students. So after this hybridization, 6 hybrid orbitals will form, and these 3d are not taking part in hybridization. So 6 hybrid orbitals. These hybrid orbitals will be filled by 6 F minus ligands. So each will donate 1 pair electron to 1 orbital. Okay, so in this way all 6 hybrid orbitals will be filled by 6 F minus ligands. So this compound will be formed. Now what is the we are going to comment upon this structure also. The first is structure. Structure is octahedral, and again you will draw in this way with the help of box. This is a structure octahedral. Then hybridization. Hybridization is which type? It is sp3d2. Then type of compound, outer orbital. Then magnetic nature of the compound is paramagnetic. Why? Due to the presence of these unpaired electrons here. And you know that the magnetic nature of the compound will depend upon the total number of unpaired electrons. So the number of unpaired electrons are higher, that compound will have a strong magnetic nature in comparison to some other compound which is having less number of unpaired electrons. Okay, students. So this was the structure of this particular complex. Now after that we are going to discuss some other type of compound, and first we are going to take tetrahedral complex, nickel tetracarbonyl. Okay, students. So all carbonyl compounds where CO is acting as ligand. In all carbonyl compounds, oxidation state of central metal atom is always 0. Okay students, always 0. So this is in nickel. The ground state configuration of nickel is this: 8 electrons, atomic number of nickel is 28, 8 electrons in 3d shell and 2 electrons in 4s shell. Okay, now here nickel is taking part in zero oxidation state. So what will happen? Nickel atom, after the rearrangement in the presence of a strong CO ligand. So due to the presence of strong ligand CO, nickel atom will rearranges itself. So what rearrangement nickel atom is doing here? It shifts its 4s electrons to 3d electrons. 4s to 3d. Okay, and how this shifting is possible? 4s electrons are shifting in 3d orbitals because the energy of n minus 1d orbitals is equals to energy of ns electrons or orbital. So energy of n minus 1d electrons is equals to energy of ns electrons, and due to this only this shifting is possible. Okay, in the presence of strong CO ligands. So due to this shifting, this 4s orbitals will become vacant and these 4p are already vacant. So these this one 4s and these 3 4p orbitals will take part in hybridization to give rise 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now these 4 sp3 hybrid orbital will be filled by 4 CO ligands. So each CO will provide one pair of electron to one hybrid vacant orbital, and in this way this particular compound will form. Okay students, so when you are discussing the structure, most of the points you already know, and you can see here that some points are logical and some points are not having any scientific logic. On the basis of content you have till study. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, तो जितना कंटेंट अभी तक आपने पढ़ा है उसके बेसिस पर आप देखते हो कि कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं जिनका कोई लॉजिक नहीं है, तो उन पॉइंट्स को आपको बाय हार्ट लर्न करना होगा। जैसे कि अभी हम लोगों ने यहाँ डिस्कस किया कि 4s के इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यहाँ शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, तो ये शिफ्टिंग तो इसलिए पॉसिबल है क्योंकि इसकी और इसकी एनर्जी बराबर होती है, इक्वल्स होती है, n-1d एंड ns की जो एनर्जी है वो अबाउट इक्वल होती है। बट हमें ये याद रखना है कि इस पर्टिकुलर कंपाउंड में निकल टेट्रा कार्बोनिल में हमें इस शिफ्टिंग को शो करना है और तभी ये बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होगा। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सो द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ दिस टेट्रा निकल कार्बोनिल कंपाउंड इज tetrahedral. So structure tetrahedral, and this is the drawing of the structure. Then hybridization is sp3. Okay students, then magnetic nature is diamagnetic. Okay, magnetic nature is diamagnetic. Okay students, so this is regarding to nickel tetracarbonyl compound. Now next we are going to take one example from square planar compound, and in square planar compound the example is tetracyanidonickelate 2 ion, this compound. So here nickel in ground state, then nickel in Ni2 plus state. So these 2 electrons are lost here in this condition. Now cyanide is a strong ligand, so these electrons will be paired up. So due to the pairing of these electron, this 1d orbital will become vacant. So this D, this S and 2P will take part in hybridization. So hybridization will be DsP2. These are the 4 hybrid orbitals. This is 1p unhybrid, and these all 3d atomic orbitals. Now these vacant dsp2 orbitals will be filled by 4 Cn minus ligands. Okay, so the structure of the compound, this is the structure of the compound, a square planar compound. And what is the magnetic nature? Magnetic nature, all electrons are paired, so it is a diamagnetic. Okay students, so a square planar diamagnetic compound, this one. Okay students, so on the basis of this you can prepare other structures also which are given in your book. Thank you.